Zachary just posted a video about regrets, and I thought that would be a good topic to talk about today. So, I'm gonna do that. I don't know why I'm making gestures, like, if the camera's shaky right now, it's because my camera's on the bed, and the cat's walking on the bed. Yeah. Thank you. Alright. So, yeah, regrets. Zachary was talking about different things that, you know, he wished he would do more of, that he would wish he would follow through with things and continue. He gave the example of exercising, that he stops at a certain point and then he doesn't bothering trying to push his goals. I'm gonna go a different way with regret. So, I don't have any regrets. This is gonna sound a little cliche because it's, you know, the saying of over and over and over again, but I really, you know, believe in the mistakes that I have made me who I am today. And, you know, I have made mistakes. I haven't made the best of choices, and the first time I went to college, I didn't do so well, which is why I'm, you know, back at college now. And, you know, and that specifically, I want to talk about that today because I'll go a little off, you know. But today's my first day of school for this semester. And when I first went to college, I wasn't mature enough. I think maturity depends on the person, and I wasn't mature enough. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I was too nervous to ask for help with anything, and it wasn't a good combination. And I wasn't mature enough to handle working full-time and going to school, and it just didn't work out. It didn't work out at all, and I ended up dropping out. And then 2 years later, I decided that I wanted to go back to college, and I did. And that is, you know, I'm not angry at myself for making that mistake, even though, you know, there's money that I wasted, and that's not a good feeling. But, you know, I learned a lot from those 2 years that I took off, and I matured a lot, and I worked crappy jobs, and I learned a lot from that. And I'm not embarrassed of it. It's not a source of embarrassment. I think, you know, and I don't regret that at all. Another thing that I don't talk about ever, really, is another big sore spot thing that a lot of people regret, is that I was a cutter. I cut from the age about 10 till I was 21. I'm 23 now. But basically, you know, I had a lot of issues. I was dealing with depression, and there's a lot of things that I didn't understand. I didn't like myself, and I cut very severely, and I still have marks on my arms that you can see in some videos too. Both my arms, my legs, my chest, my feet too, and you know, those can also be a source of embarrassment. And I was thinking about that recently, how, you know, I don't really even regret that. I don't regret that I was a cutter, and, you know, I don't regret that that was a period in my life. You know, it was something that happened, and then I got help. But in between that whole period, I really learned a lot when I was really struggling with depression and hating myself. I learned a lot about who my real friends were. I learned a lot about who I was. I learned a lot about what I wanted. And I learned a lot about why I want to be here and why I don't want to slit my wrists and die. It's kind of going on a morbid spin here, but I don't regret that period in my life at all. And I don't regret any of the mistakes I've made. And, you know, there's a lot of things that you can look back on and you can feel like, oh my god, what was wrong with me? Why did I do that? But it's not really worth it. It's not worth it at all. It's just not. You've gotta, again, to be cliche, you've gotta just carry on and do what you do, because that's what life's about. We all make mistakes. We're human. We screw up. We have problems, and oftentimes we're not mature enough to handle the situations we're in, and we make mistakes. And it just happens, and you gotta just go with it and enjoy, you know. It's easier to enjoy looking back than it is during the time when things are sucking. But that's about it. I have no regrets. DFTBA.